If you could go back in time, full Biff Tannen style, and tell yourself just one sentence to make your future self wealthy, what would you say? Like, what's one investment that has grown enormously over the last decade? Well, my wife and I were playing this what if game, and our answer was buy Bitcoin and hold it. But I started thinking really deeply about this, and what if I really could go back? Well, let's rewind 10 years ago to 2012. I don't recall my fatter, grayer, more mentally unstable future self stumbling from the gull-wing doors of a smoking DeLorean, so instead of buying Bitcoin, I spent all of my disposable income on this old Suzuki Dual Sport for $2,000. The equivalent of 400 Bitcoin in 2012 dollars. The value now? About $16 million, depending on the day, of course. I mean, we're talking financial stability, homes, cars, generational wealth for my children, grandchildren, and beyond. But as I was thinking about this, call me crazy, but I might just stick with the bike. And here's why. My dad recently sent me an article about the amount of money it takes to be happy, written by Michael Ani, a very successful financial advisor, who noted that in the beginning of 2020, surveys said that net assets of $2.6 million meant you were the then definition of wealthy. Now, just 2 years later, surveys say that number shrunk to $1.1 million. Now that's a huge drop, especially with inflation. Why? Why was the definition of wealth cut by more than half? Well, maybe you've heard of the Great Resignation. We are realizing that trading our most precious resource in this life, our time, to endlessly chase deteriorating dollars to feed corrupt governments and hoard pointless stuff for our own social facades is just no longer making sense. True wealth means much more than excess money and stuff. At the end of this article, even Mr. Ani states, real wealth is defined by the comfort, happiness, impact, and fulfillment that is found in life. So back to the time travel question. $2,000 to $16 million. That's an insanely good return in money's easily quantified terms, but in those same 10 years, how does the old Suzuki Dual Sport compare? Well, every second of footage you see in this video represents a very real adventure that started with that bike. Every person you see in this video represents a real relationship, and in many cases, lifelong friendship that began with that bike. I've had a decade of incredible memories, 10 years of smiles, wonder, and fulfillment, 10 years of mototherapy, 10 years of incredible journeys to amazing places, 10 years of exploration to some of the most beautiful places on Earth, including a lot here in my own backyard, and 10 years of sharing those places with you on this weird little moto channel that I've got. So if I could go back, would I change it? I mean, it's a real question. $16 million is a lot of money, and you could do and buy a lot of stuff with that money. I could bless my family, I could bless the lives of a lot of people. But there's this pesky study out there that makes me doubt it. And it's done by the researchers at Purdue and the University of Virginia, so, pretty smart people. And they studied the responses from 1.7 million people in 165 countries, and it states that the sweet spot for happiness, life satisfaction, and emotional well-being is about $60,000 to $95,000 US annually. And weirdly, money beyond that threshold is actually shown to decrease satisfaction and happiness. So knowing this, and knowing how undoubtedly amazing the last decade has been, all of the adventure and the friends and memories, I might actually take the bike, because while 16 mil is, again, easy to quantify, how do you quantify memories and experience and friendships? Now, you may not agree with this, and I wouldn't blame you at all. I might not even agree. I might take the 16 mil because that's a ton of money, but the fact that there's even a possibility that I'd take a decade of experiences with this old Suzuki, that really says something. And think of that for yourself, because let's say future you all addled and gray and crusty, shows up in a smoking DeLorean and has just a little nugget of advice to make you truly wealthy, I wouldn't be surprised if future you tells now you not to buy things, but to do things. Okay, shameless plug time. Speaking of doing things, creating memories, and meeting amazing friends, this is the last call to reserve your spot on the Dominican rallies happening with me this April. The final day to make reservations for this epic adventure will be this weekend, Sunday, March 6th, 2022. After that, we have to close off reservations because we've got to lock in the bike rentals down there. So check out the link in the description if you want to know a little more. There's a card in the upper right-hand corner. Maybe you're on the fence. I would love to have you come. But I don't want to keep pitching this and burning you guys out. That is not my jam, so that's all I'll say about that. But I will say that adventure, friendships, memories, those are never poor investments. On your deathbed, and we always go there, but I really doubt you're gonna wish you spent more time accumulating more money or stuff. I'd wager you'd wish for more time, more memories, more adventures, more life. So get off your screens, get out there, make those memories wherever you're at. Remember what's really important, your friendships, your families, your memories. And as always, thank you for watching, and an enormous thanks to the patrons and producers who make these videos possible. You guys are the greatest. Much love, eveRide out.